I've tried to change up my Haai a little bit.
I think you've got a good one.
Down.
Bring it down. Sultry.
Haai. Haai.
Imagine you're just in a jazz lounge on a Thursday evening in New Orleans. No, that's there we go. I was doing like the McDonald's theme song. You like jazz? Smoky waitress comes across. I've always done Smoky. Why is Smoky being sexy? I've always thought Smoky is the least sexy. If you're Smoky,
It's a noe.
it's kissing people that smoke.
Oh, personally disgusting, but
Yeah, all lives matter. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the madness that is Kids Eat Toast Sometimes. It's so great to have you. It's so great to be had.
it is.
Sometimes we feel like the luckiest orphan in town. Jesus. And if you are an orphan watching, keep the faith. Things might get better. Wow.
Yikes.
This is what happens when you let me speak freely.
Okay.
Usually Chloe has a list of things I'm allowed to say. But
Oh my God. I was about to say happy Monday, but it's Tuesday.
it's Tuesday, but it's basically our Monday because we had extremely big work weekends and all that sort of stuff for me. What are you giggling at?
Because we always say we'll come back on Monday, and then we don't come back on Monday.
It's like the people viewing that orphan looking to adopt. We'll see you on Monday.
Samuel.
It's Monday. Where are you? Like I said, hang in there. And as KETS followers, you hang in there real good.
Yeah. And stop trusting us when we tell you that we'll come back on Monday.
No, we will be back on Monday. No, we will. Putting out 2 episodes a week was just too much for us, I think.
Yeah.
It was too hard to put out that much content and then also cut it up and put it on all those different channels and, do all those lame sort of growing things that, aspiring podcasters, the number 3 podcast in... Oh, no. Okay, that would have just been lying. Like, so you'll listen, I'll go, someone will be like, hey, can you check out my podcast? Give me a few tips. And I'm like, sure thing. And their podcast will start. And it's like their first episode. And they're like, welcome back to the number 1 podcast in South Africa. I'm like, what?
Excuse me, we have access to Chartable. Okay,
like,
we can see.
It's like, you just started. How are you calling yourself the number 1? That's why I like being number 1 in Botswana because... And I apologize if I offend the Botswanese. It quite literally means nothing.
Samuel. No, it means a lot. It does mean a lot.
Well, I only said that because we're not number 1 in Botswana anymore.
Get your friends to listen and Sam will care about you.
I mean, it's pretty true. But what have we got lined up for the show today, Chlo? What have you cooked up for us in that kitchen of yours?
Well, of course, we have to talk about Will Smith's Oscar-winning slap.
Do we have to? Are you going to force me to?
We do have to. Yep. The male contraceptive pill.
I really don't want to talk about that.
We will be talking about that. How no one is safe from SARS, not even the ANC.
Oh, I thought SARS, the aerial disease was back.
Oh my God.
I was like, no.
I think it probably still exists, not that it's like back.
Isn't COVID from SARS? It's SARS-CoV-2.
I think you're right. I mean,
I should have been a doctor. I just didn't have the marks, aptitude, or skill to do it. But you lost a good one, South African healthcare. Anyway,
yeah. Formula One. I think a dedicated part of our podcast has just been dedicated to Formula One.
Yeah, and if you haven't started watching Formula One, start watching Formula One so you know what we're talking about and you're entertained. Remember, life seems to be an endless chain of suffering. So what better to delay that suffering? On Sunday, instead of watching Carte Blanche, you watch... Is Carte Blanche still a show?
I don't know.
It probably is. But instead of watching Carte Blanche, watch Formula One. Watch billionaires pursue their dreams as they race in countries with no human rights. It'll make you feel good.
It will, yeah. And then, of course, Doja Cat. Got to talk about Doja Cat. The Doge.
Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Meow.
Meow, meow. But that's what we got coming up.
That's what we got coming up. I will also pepper in moments of madness.
Okay.
That is a guarantee.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So there you are. Buckle up. Get ready. Tell your mom you're not going to make it for dinner because KETS is in session. Thanks for having us. Like and subscribe and adopt an orphan or look into it.
No.
Because we need to right our wrongs. Look into adoption. All right, Chloe, first up on the agenda.
The Will Smith slap.
What was your first reaction to it?
Fake.
Yes, I think everyone was like, no ways that happened.
Yeah. Well, also, I woke up, right? I'm like coming through the clouds still, and Sam's like, watch this video. And I thought it was a video, like, it had like from the early 2000s energy, like that sort of pop culture, wild stuff happened in the early 2000s. So I'm like, what are you even showing me? And then I'm like watching this video, and I'm like, that's definitely staged. Yeah. But then Will Smith starts shouting, and you're like, I think this is real.
I know. For me, it was funny and then sad because it was, Will Smith has always been such a cool character throughout.
Yeah.
Everyone has a controversy here or there, but he's just been like a sort of leading man, and a great. And it was just like, what my mom would say? I say it's very common. It's very common just to go up and give someone what can only be described as a puss clap. So I think...
actually, yes.
I think, as South Africans, we can be overjoyed with Will Smith because for the first time ever, it's quite hard to describe with words what a puss clap is. But then when someone hands out a puss clap, you just see it. It's like, what do they call them? It's like an abstract, is it an abstract noun or abstract verb? Abstract noun. Like the wind, you can't see it, but you feel it. And oh boy, did Chris Rock feel it. So...
Oh my God. And it was like open-handed, like he ended up like down here. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
In Stellenbosch, that's how the bouncers like just clobber people around. Because if you're misbehaving and you're in Stellenbosch, or if you're just existing and you're in Stellenbosch, the bouncers, like, they don't tolerate you, urinating on the stairs. I mean, who would have thought? So, like, guys, we're in Stellenbosch. This is Stellenbosch. Come on now. Anyway.
Which is like Pretoria, where people are having sex on the street outside clubs.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
a good weekend. What's a weekend? That's why we came back on Tuesday.
But maybe for people who don't know, because we're just talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
If you have a phone, you have seen this.
Or like watched it. But basically he made a joke because Jada had, she shaved her head, and he called her, I'm looking forward to G.I. Jane number 2.
Yeah, the biggest problem with that joke is it wasn't really funny. It was like, okay, Chris Rock, can we get some jokes from 2020, please? Not this like 1990s reference. Yeah. But I mean, I'll say right now, I am not a fan of Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't fucks with Jada. I think she's probably the worst person, one of the worst people in history of the world. Oh, yeah. Now, I've said it before, I said it again. Why couldn't they have given us Tupac and taken Jada? Controversial.
I'll say it before I'll say it again.
I said before I'll say it again. I mean, Will Smith was loving that joke, and then Baldy got all offended. Calm down,
Yeah, he was laughing, like he found it funny. And then she's sitting there and she's like, oh, hell no. Like, there's no way he's making that joke.
Yeah, I know. Okay, and here you go. Buckle up again, strap in, and get a strap on, because this is the best joke I saw. I think it was either on Reddit or Twitter, and someone wrote about the Will Smith slap, is that Will Smith's marriage is open to everything except jokes. I mean, it's very, when you type ha 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 lol lol, you're like, I was actually like, doing the Jimmy Carr seal, but God, what a mess, not a great night. And then he comes out and then wins the Oscar, and people, he won the Oscar for Best Actor, and people are so scared of getting a puss clap themselves that they all do a standing ovation, and then he starts crying and speaking about love.
And God. And
he's like an Italian gangster who like murders someone on Saturday evening, and on Sunday he's like, my Heavenly Father, I
praise the Lord.
Okay, and there's going to be a safety deposit box. I need you to transport safely. I think that's why it's called the safety deposit box. Yeah, okay. The mafiosa. And what was your last takeaway from this?
Oh, well,
have you ever slapped someone?
Oh yes, no, I have. My sister, obviously.
You've slapped your sister?
Yeah, in front of my whole family. It wasn't on purpose. Let me say
less fun.
Okay, but that was a P clap. It was.
You can say it. This is your show. You can say post clap.
Don't really want to.
No.
So we were in a hotel lobby with like...
Jeez.
I know,
Take it easy, Jay-Z and Beyonce's sister.
But I'm trying to contextualize, like, my whole family, like cousins, grandparents are all there. And my sister and I, like, we're waiting for a bus. We're like, let's entertain everyone. So I like line her up and I'm going to give her a fake slap, you know, we're like, but I forget to leave my hand there.
Yes.
And I take the hand that I meant to be hitting, and I make full on heavy contact with her face. Then she's crying. I'm like, shut up, you know, it wasn't that bad.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, Astrid. Yeah.
Shame, I felt so bad.
Anyway.
But, and also, this isn't the first time that Chris Rock has made a joke about Jada at the Oscars. I think some people are saying, like, there's history.
There's beef. Well, I mean, Chris Rock is a comedian. I think comedians worldwide are shooketh because I think this is now the international standard that if they say something that someone doesn't like, they're just going to come up to you and whack you on stage. But no, it speaks more to the Oscars as well. Did anyone actually know the Oscars was even happening?
Literally, no.
I used to wake up, was it stay up late or wake up early? One of the two. I did that.
Yeah.
I would always, who won that? Who won that? Oh, what a speech. Don't play the music. Let her thank her family. I can't believe the show. And you know, you get so excited and then there's a comedian hosting or a prolific. Now, I couldn't give two toots. Boop, boop.
Yeah. Literally didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah, bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Who won the best female actress?
There was Ariana DeBose. I think that's how you say her name. They made history, excuse me, I think. By being the first openly queer actor to win Best Supporting Role, I think.
Oh, cool.
They won it for West Side Story, which is really cool. Of color, yeah.
Yeah, I think gay people probably have a better chance of winning acting awards in general. They pretended
Why, Samuel?
They pretended to be other people for long, so they're used to acting. You see, you thought he's going homophobic. Okay, it was actually in support. Yeah. Be yourselves, everyone. Be yourselves. That is, of course, unless you are not a good person. Then don't be yourself. Often people say, hey, be yourself. And I've never handed that out. I never hand that advice out too readily because quite often I know what's going to get that person the job or the date is not their current form. Be the person you think you can be, maybe. Or a nice one is be the person your dog thinks you are, because of course they love you because you feed them, and without you they die. So when people say dogs are also unconditional lovers, false. I think I started off happy.
You sound like Dwight.
False. Michael. That is of course an Office reference. Whoa. But yeah, the Oscars are irrelevant. Celebrities are dying, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not interested. Like, it used to be so cool to be like, who's with who and who's dating who. I'm on. You're all broken people.
Yeah, but we will be talking about Doja Cat later, so.
Oh, yeah. And we were like, celebrities are dead. Let's just speak about... sorry, guys. I promised to keep my Fetty Wap impersonation for later, but I had something in my eye.
Are you okay? You broke yourself.
Shame. Does anyone ever ask Fetty Wap if he's okay?
Yeah.
Because after 6, 7, 9 and all that, I'm a devil worshipper. Something happened. You know? Trap Queen, where did he go?
That is true. Maybe he's still releasing music and it's not that popular.
I mean, they say hindsight's 20/20. Fetty Wap's more like 28. But
no.
We have swung for the fences early, but and there was always boycotting of the Oscars and this and that, and Jada Pinkett Smith boycotted the Oscars before, and then it was either Chris Rock or Tyrese from. Is his name Tyrese?
I think it was Chris Rock who made that joke, though. That's what I was talking about, that joke that he said.
Oh, yeah. Like, why is... like, Jada's not invited. Why is she, like, complaining? It's like me complaining about not being with Rihanna or her parties. I'm not invited.
Yeah.
There was another word. It wasn't parties, but It
was panties.
Panties?
It's Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. So I wasn't invited.
Joke of the day brought to you by Dick Jokes. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Okay, maybe I should just sometimes look at my computer because there are helpful things here. I like to shoot from the hip. I like being wild. Like if your boss comes up to you or your teacher or your employer, you obviously know how they want you to respond, or they say good morning. Just mix it up.
Yeah. Well, how so?
Be creepy. Be kind of weird. So if your boss comes up to you and says good morning, say, "Oh, is it? I don't know." Wouldn't that be funny? Probably not.
Have you seen people have started to share like millennials, like when you hire millennials or Gen Zs, and the way that they like sign off emails, you know, it's no longer like kind regards. They're like, "Hey, fuck you, Johnny." Like,
bing bong.
"You're my favorite boss, lol, JK." And they're so funny. They're so good.
It's going to be interesting to see us. I mean, we have entered the workforce, but to see other people enter the workforce, because something happens. Like at school, when you're in school and you're young, you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
You are a beast.
You run downstairs. Wow, Cocoa Pops. Life is nothing but rainbows and sunshine. You run out to school. You want to get to school early so you can play 30 minutes of soccer. You're distraught if your mother or father is late because now you can't play soccer and they've cut the cake. No one else can play. And then you go through a school day. You have snack time. You do work. You do Afrikaans. You do maths.
8 periods.
You do everything. You have no idea what's going on. You're just with your friends, giggling, having a good time.
Sport
straight after. You physically exert yourself. You have someone like me chasing you around a field. Wow. And then you do homework. And then somewhere you find the time to socialize and enjoy it all. So now I do one lecture or one Zoom call
or one podcast
and I need to sleep.
Sam and I just like,
it's the vaccines.
Write it off. I think so too. Definitely not a fault of our own.
We've got that big South African TikTok doctor, I know, who follows us on TikTok. And anytime we anytime we make jokes about the vaccine, he's like, "This is factually incorrect. Can't believe you two." I'm like, I can't believe you're on TikTok and not saving someone's life.
I can't believe you follow us.
That too. But Chloe, news. Sometimes they say no news is good news. That's not good if you're a comedy podcast that does a lot of South African news. So hit us up with some 4 exciting things.
Yeah.
I think you're just going to steal something from Business Tech.
Absolutely. This is pretty much verbatim. All right. So, numero uno.
Number 1 for our English speakers.
Yeah. Or nummer eins. I'm now learning German, okay? Maybe I'll sprinkle some German into the podcast, who knows. So, Russia gas deal. Okay, a state-owned Russian gas supplier called Gazprombank, I think that's how you say it, has confirmed that it's considering a bid that may be a multi-billion rand contract for South Africa to secure natural gas.
Okay, subtract the corruption, that gives us a...
subtract the war.
Yeah, subtract the moral implications. Okay, that's about 100,000 rand deal. And then... But here, I've got a question for you, Chloe, while we're on the topic.
Okay.
What's the difference between a Russian gas deal and gaslighting?
What is the difference?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, they do very different things.
The difference is they're different. Good answer. What else is going on is that there's an overall cost increase in life and in South Africa, and there's also an overall increase in unemployment. So, you know,
an increase in borrowing money.
Yeah.
I'm sure the banks are happy.
Yep. Shylock there counting his.
Too terrible.
What was it in Shylock? What were they called? I need my pound of flesh, but what was the money used back then? A ducat.
Oh.
You thought you were going to catch me lacking.
I have a question though. Okay. I was thinking about this last week. What if you have a credit card, right? You max out the credit card, you owe credit. Can you then get a credit card with another bank and then pay off that credit card and max out that credit card and then get another credit card and then just keep going like that?
I think you're describing the subprime crisis that crippled the world's economy. No,
not that I would do that, guys. Not that I would do that.
Joking.
I'm just maybe your credit score would probably be terrible that you couldn't apply for a loan.
No, but I don't think you could pay off with credit, could you? Because at some point the real money has to come.
Does it?
Like you have to pay your credit card bills.
Yeah, with your new credit card.
No, but then you'll just owe 10,000 rand to all these different banks.
No, because you've paid them back. They're not looking for your money anymore.
No, but you need real money still.
No, you don't.
Because
you just keep hopping from bank to bank.
No, I don't. No, I'm just... My brain's not working fast enough to create a coherent argument, but it can't be true.
Okay.
Because if it is, no.
Okay, just an idea that I would never do. Okay. Number 3, the SABC says they're switching from analog to digital TV. Finally. Don't know why this didn't happen like 10 years ago. But whatever.
They're like, I can see them sitting in a boardroom there and they're like, guys, you know what's kind of big that we never predicted? The internet.
Technology.
We never saw this one coming. What are they talking about?
The SABC is a mess.
Any state-owned organisation, Chloe, Brasa, Eskom. I mean, it's true.
Brasa, yeah. They tax evasion, whatever.
But I also feel like people are also unfair on government things, not because they're shit, like they are shit and they should be held to higher standards, of course, because it's our money as well. But like businesses kind of fail more often than they succeed across the board.
Just ask Trump.
Yeah, exactly that. But also, you know, like if you start a business and it fails, like you and your ex-wife know, yeah, more money, less problems. Sorry, Biggie Smalls, R.I.P. But also, you know, it's not public. When Eskom fails and is in not trillions, in hundreds of millions, maybe billions of debt, everyone knows. When your little cupcake enterprise falls apart, it's just you and the dough. Just you and all of that bulk ordered dough.
That's so depressing.
And boy, is it tough.
Do you know what my tactic would be? Is I would just call myself a startup the whole time. Like but
that's what people do.
Like I'd be a startup 10 years down the line, you know. Yeah. So if I fail, I'm like, oh, another startup, you know, that didn't make it.
Aren't all businesses that start from scratch startups?
I think every business is a startup, yeah. Let's look up the definition for a startup because maybe it has to be...
Siri, what's the definition?
No. You're not using Siri again.
Jeez, that took a lot of time out of the episode. Took a lot of the...
So it's undertaken by an entrepreneur to seek, develop and validate a scalable business model. So I think you have to be... Aren't all businesses started by entrepreneurs?
No, but I think it's like if I went and bought the rights or franchised the Spur, I wouldn't be a startup owner.
That's true.
It'd be like that business existed, or it's not a like governments are like Eskom's a startup. Give it time. It's like what you pump millions of rands into. But anyway, we get in.
Yeah.
This is my favorite news. Coming out of South Africa today, President Cyril Ramaphosa is still waiting on an official phone call from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. And this is after more than 10 days after sending a request to the war-torn country to speak about potential South African mediation efforts. Cyril, this is not the Parent Trap. You're not Lindsay Lohan. Shut the fuck up. Honestly.
Zelensky, please pick up. This is Cyril. This is the 10th time I've tried to call you today.
I know. It's like, what does... He's that con man, Vusi Tembekwayo. He's like, Cyril needs to man the fuck up or step the fuck up. That was like one of the cringiest clips of 2020. And you need to stop stealing money from your people and your business courses, Vusi. But anyway,
yeah.
Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But yeah, please, Cyril, stop embarrassing us. Like first, like, no, invade, don't invade. It's like you're not trying to choose what restaurant to go to for dinner.
Yeah.
Just shut up, honestly. Again, hey, Cyril, shut up. See, Cyril. Cyril, Supreme Leader. The way you handle international geopolitical issues is amazing. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. If I saw Cyril on the Sea Point Promenade, you best believe I'm asking for a hug.
For a hug?
Yeah.
That's wild.
I feel like he would give good hugs.
He would give great hugs.
He'd be so cute.
And he'd have a lollipop or something. Here you go, my child. Forget about unemployment and the demise of South Africa.
Thank you, Cyril.
Have a fizz pop. It's actually 10 Rand 50 inflation. But no. Before we jump back into, you know, the giggles, the light, the levity. The levity. Wit, levity. Yes, lightness.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short commercial break. And we'll be right back. Chloe, what's your dance that you do for the commercials? Oh, yeah. If you're listening, oh, boy, you're missing out. But we also like that you listen. We'll be right back.
And we are back. I've been doing this dance
the whole time. That's a safe one. Robert Downey Jr. just has the one hand. He's very cool. He's my hero. I don't know. I've often thought maybe I do need to get addicted to drugs, go to jail, and become Iron Man. But sometimes I don't think in South Africa you become Iron Man. It's more like you become a cop.
I don't think anyone else besides from Robert Downey Jr. becomes Iron Man. It's just him.
Jeez.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
But speaking of drugs, you do need to do. There is a new male birth control pill. I know, man. Some of you just grabbed your dicks instinctively. The first time I heard it, I did the same.
Mm-hmm. It actually makes you bleed from your penis. It really
once a month.
No, yeah, once a month.
Does it?
No.
Yo, imagine that. Imagine they're like, oh, it's going to be exactly what women go through once a month. Men were like, no way, it's equality, but no ways. I'm of the same opinion. No ways.
So they've tested it on mice, and it's been successful, and now they're testing it on humans in the second part of this year.
Oh, whoa.
Imagine, so like, how do these trials work, right? Because these men have to be having sex.
Yes.
So do they do it with couples who, because you must not want to have a baby because this is a contraceptive.
Yes, and it's a trial contraceptive.
Yes,
yeah.
But if it doesn't work and you get pregnant, how does that work?
But I think it's the best sort of trial, because usually trials for medicine are like they give you, some get the placebo, then they inject you with a virus or that, and then like, you know, if you're doing that with AIDS and then or HIV and then you die, I mean, that's tragic.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it with this test and you get a baby, well, that's quite literally the opposite of dying.
Yeah.
So, but
True.
also
True,
a point
true.
worth making, Chloe, and a point well made. So they say that this new male contraceptive pill is 99% effective in preventing pregnancy, which compared to the pull-out method, which is 1% effective, is pretty good. Abstinence usually leads to about 100% pregnancy. Everyone who says they aren't having sex misses grade 11.
Except Mary, like we talked about last podcast.
Oh, yes.
When I tried to, there was a fail at trying to explain that one TikTok I saw.
Yes, yeah. The Virgin Mary, she's one of the only ones to do it. And the good news is it's non-hormonal.
Yeah.
Which means your boyfriend, if he's been a doers, is just a doers. So, and it's without obvious side effects. They did mention that if you do take this male birth control pill, it increases the size of your penis by 2 centimeters.
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm not even joking. They had to build something in to make it. It's like marketing.
Are you being serious? There's no way.
No, and as someone who's just had penis reduction surgery, just too much going around. It doesn't really appeal to me.
Yeah.
But you can see how other people are interested. No, of course it doesn't do that. Just like the ads on Pornhub, there's no magic way to grow your penis.
Just saying.
I have tried. No, but what's your immediate takeaway on the contraceptive pill? Are you for it? Are you against it? Are you happy with your pill?
I think it's great. No, I'm not happy with my pill. If I didn't have to take it, I wouldn't. The side effects are terrible.
The Yaz pill.
Yaz.
There's no Yazes on Yaz.
No.
Just mental breakdowns.
Exactly.
And slightly bigger boobs.
It's true. No, I really don't like being on the pill, but I've tried other methods, wasn't a success, so the pill it is.
It's also when people say, when girls say I'm having a really tough time on the pill, I say, you ever thought about not standing on it?
I'm going to leave you to do the rest of the podcast by yourself.
That's, you know, sometimes when like it's good in your head and it's bad in real life, I mean, some people watching, some people in front of the camera call that life, and enjoy it while you can. Yeah, that was a bit of a tragic failure.
Would you take it? Because I do think that it would be very cool.
Would I take what?
The pill.
What do you mean?
The male contraceptive pill.
Oh, would I take the male contraceptive pill?
Because then both partners could be taking a pill. And I mean, the chances of getting pregnant would be so low.
I don't think both partners should take the pill. It's not an MDMA sort of festival, you know. One person should be having a good time. One person needs to be watching out.
You can't draw those comparisons.
I don't. You know what? I'm not sure. I think men would have to take the pill if it came out and they said it was safe, and you know, like if it's out of its trial phase, you know, like all these other, like the female birth control is, and it was sold and approved, then you'd have to.
Yeah.
Or it'd be, or maybe it would be a new way. It would completely reinvent gender stereotypes and gender norms, because that's what the pill did in the first place. Because now women had control of whether they gave birth or not, and this completely changed the trajectory of women and society, which is fantastic. So what would it do for men? That's very interesting.
I also think like if men are saying like, well, these side effects are like really dangerous. Have you seen, I wish I had my pamphlet with me. You could like use it as a blanket. You could use it as a blanket. It is crazy. Like the side effects are like blood clots, seizures, death, depression, like it's just insane. Are you looking up the side effects?
I'm not just answering some WhatsApps. Okay, so here we go. I'm on a website.
WebMD or what?
Medical news today. 10 most common. This is not like rare side effects. Most common side effects. Okay, yes, you're talking about your life. Okay, spotting between periods, and this is not when you see a bird, it's when you bleed.
I'm going to put my finger down if I've heard that.
Spotting between periods, nausea. Birth control should not make people feel sick all the time, but if the nausea is severe, lasts for a few months, it's best to talk to a healthcare provider or become abstinent. Breast tenderness. Headaches and migraines. Oopsie. Weight gain.
I don't know if I can blame that on the pill.
Yeah. Mood changes.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the article, not an opinion. Missed periods. You got to go to math sometimes. Decreased libido. So you don't have sex all the time. Vaginal discharge. Sorry guys, I'm trying my best. And eye changes.
Eye changes?
Yes, it can also lead to blood clots, hypertension, chest pain, swelling or aching in the legs and thighs, blurred vision, cardiovascular problems, cancer.
No ways. Cancer?
Oh, no, those are actually other things that can happen. I was scrolling and reading things like people were saying like, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
So it's crazy town shenanigans. So if they came out and you're like, you got to do this, you got to do that, I suppose men would have to.
And some of those, I mean, the very dangerous side effects are very rare, and they often coincide with comorbidity. So that's why I do feel safe taking the pill. You obviously like monitor certain aspects, but hey, maybe more guys will take the pill. So who knows?
Yeah, I know. I think everyone's always like big for equality until the equality comes near them, and they were like, no, go be equal somewhere else. Literally, that's how human beings are. We just care about ourselves.
Take the pill? No, heart.
That'll be the new pick me boy. Like I'm on. So are you on any contraceptives? Yeah, I'm on like all of them. I believe it's my duty. Yeah, come on. And those will be the bad boys. They'll be like, I'm not on the pill. I'm on top.
I can see people putting that in their Tinder bios.
Yeah.
Like guys.
Yeah. It'll be like that vaccine thing again.
Yeah.
But what else? We got a bit of tax news and ANC news.
Yeah.
And oh boy, SARS is coming for the ANC. 102 million rand, which for ANC, that's like a couple of tenders. But yeah, because the ANC employs 346 or 350 people at Lotuli House, you know, the headquarters.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of them have been paid.
Really?
Yeah. And because they haven't been paid, there was a lot of striking action and protests, you know, like the ANC was protesting against itself. It's always fun. But of course, without being paid, there's no employee tax and unemployment insurance funds, all that sort of stuff. It gets really messy. So they owe a lot of money.
My understanding was that these workers had been paid. It had been deducted from their salaries, like UIF is. But then the ANC hadn't handed that over to SARS. That's why they were protesting.
Oh, I see. So, I think I'm speaking about a different story, which also happened.
Or maybe it's both.
Maybe it is both.
But so basically, it's 102 million rand outstanding, that from these salaries that have been taken from these workers that they haven't given to SARS.
Yeah.
So
What's going on there, itchy legs?
sorry, my jeans have like ridden all the way up. They're cutting off my blood supply.
It's the pill. I'm like, she's scratching her ass on the podcast. Come on, bring it.
No,
Bring it back. That's why I had to. So yeah, the ANC. Oh God. Here they are, service delivery. Or was that the DA? Rubbish truck, DA.
Rubbish.
Rubbish. Marianashka. Okay, so
I've got a question for you. What's your Wordle score?
my Wordle score. I tried to get involved, but guys, my life is too busy. I did it. You can have 5 or 6 guesses. I think.
Actually, I don't know.
I cash time
I
Tootsie
think
for
it's
life.
5.
Yeah, well, anyway,
6.
it's not that important. I did it a couple of times. It's fun. It's like basic enough that people can get it, and hard enough that you feel intelligent when you get it. But it's again, like, it's people like, oh, I'm not on social media, and then you spend an hour doing Wordle. Like, come on. Human beings will just find a way to waste time.
It's literally crosswords for Gen Z.
Yeah.
And then they chat about it on Twitter afterwards.
I mean, what, did you get it? Don't tell me. Did you? Oh, come on.
Did you see today's crossword?
Yeah. And then you've got like people dying in Russia and Ukraine fighting for their countries.
What's your Wordle score? Not that you can't still do Wordle, but
No,
guys, there's a war, honestly.
everyone freak out.
Yeah.
Freak out now.
But I saw that people have actually found a way to hack Wordle, which I actually thought about. That's why I looked this up, because I thought surely the answers are in the code of the page.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what I mean? So apparently it is. And the entire word list can be found inside the page's code. And there's something like 2,500 words. Like the list can be found in there.
Good heavens.
The word count is there.
These are like the people who like could block out the censorship. I know they censored the censorship in Sims, and then they made the Sims woohoo. I was like, okay, I mean, if you think that's cool. Sims was a wild game.
It was. I wasn't allowed to play it.
I remember making my Sims have sex and being riddled with guilt for days. And I also thought my whole life was being filmed from a young age.
I was going to say, you're a very paranoid child.
When I was between the age of 4 and 8, I was convinced I was swallowing paper, and that my mom would try and put paper in my food, and she would have to check my food and say, "No paper, Sammy." I said, "Okay." But yeah, no,
Shame.
I was a weird kid.
That's
why I'm a weird person now. I just see it because I've just been coaching hockey for the whole weekend, which I absolutely love. You heard it here first. On Tuesday, the 29th of March, 20 to 9 in the morning, Cape Town, South Africa. I'm going to go to the Olympics. I think I'm going to coach I'll coach a hockey side and go to the Olympics. Maybe with South Africa, maybe I'm going to the Olympics.
I have faith.
I've decided it's enough now. Stop chasing money, booze, all that sort of stuff. Women. I'm pursuing Olympic glory.
I didn't know you were still chasing women.
My 9 to 5. Yo, the trucks get bigger every year.
They do get bigger every year.
Global warming and what have you. Speaking of trucks, global warming, it's time for a Formula 1 debrief.
What just happened?
Did the lights go off?
I think we lost a light bulb.
My eyes hurt. But anyway, I think we'll have to power through it. Apologies if the room has just become that much.
I don't know what happened. I almost thought the world was ending.
It's this fucking money I've spent at Eagle Lighting. These bunch of bastards.
2 of them went out
at the same time. So it was double suicide. They were like, "You want to leave it? Let's leave together." Oh, where are you?
Damn, what was that?
One at the pearly gates, one in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I had such a great segue to Formula 1, and then the lights went out. It's lights out and away we go.
That's so good.
Like we said, if you don't fucks with Formula 1, you don't fucks with us. So start watching. Drive to Survive is how you get in.
Come on,
and then
guys.
you'll start watching the race. Then you'll start watching qualifying. Then you'll start watching practice. And it's going to be great.
Yeah, even with the Netflix price hike.
Yeah.
It's like 200 rand a month now. It's just wild. But
I mean,
anyways.
it's still so much cheaper than Super Sports or anything. Like, can these people outside shut the fuck up?
Do you guys not know whether we're recording? Anyways.
So what did you make of the Formula 1 this weekend?
Well, I was just surprised that it went forward.
Yes.
So there was a missile attack. A rebel attack happened. I think it was like a Yemen attack. But it happened really close to the track. And then Formula One said that they trust local authorities. How can local authorities stop missiles from happening? Why didn't they stop the first one from happening? And that they trust that nothing will happen. Which thankfully nothing did happen. But I don't know.
It's crazy town.
It's
I mean,
bizarre.
I don't know. They must get so much money to race in like Saudi Arabia and those sort of
Danger
human rights violators. No, I'm just saying for them to be there. Like no one goes like, where should we go on holiday? Saudi Arabia. Woohoo! Sorry, mom. Can't drive anywhere. But, or can you drive? I don't want to be propagating fake news. Maybe you can drive there now.
What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is that, no, it's good. When last did we see like a sort of dice for the line? So it's obviously all the new regulation changes have worked, not for Mercedes. But it's exciting. I think everyone's always wanted it to be competitive.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird that it wasn't competitive for so long. And that's why I think Netflix had to come along with Drive to Survive these, because I'm sure their viewership was declining. Now that it is competitive, like most sports is, and that's what makes it exciting, because you don't know who's going to win and who's going to lose.
Yeah.
That's the theater of it all.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I'm a big fan of it. I do say Latifi has to be removed for the safety of himself and others.
What if, because like it's happened now twice where his crash has called Verstappen to win.
It helped Verstappen. Well, no, definitely in the last race, it helped him win. But I don't know this race. There was still a lot of racing. But this is what we should have had in the last F1 race between Verstappen, not the last one, the most recent one.
Yeah.
The one that decided the championship. Yeah. They should have been able to race for those 5 laps.
Yes.
They should have just red flagged the event. Everyone gets new tires. May the best man win.
Yeah.
And everyone would have felt fine about that, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, and what have you written here? On March the 12th, 12 people March the 12th. 81 men executed.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia.
Jesus Christ.
It's really awful, and
you don't say.
Yeah. But
God.
Just like knowing that, and then knowing that Formula One, I think, has signed a 10-year deal with Saudi Arabia, it's like you just realize that money talks louder, speaks louder.
Money talks, ain't that the truth? And speaking of people who want to stop talking, but lighter, Doja Cat, our South African rap export. Yeah. She wants to quit music.
I know.
Her retirement comes in the form of, this shit ain't for me. What a way to leave the game. But why? No, I don't know anything about this. What's going on? Okay.
So a performance was cancelled in Paraguay.
Para. That should be the Paralympics theme song. Paralympics. Every time they score. No. Para. That would be so cool. But Paraguay, sorry.
Yes. But it was because of very dangerous storms. So, I mean, like, it was completely out of her hands.
She didn't want to Travis Scott 30 people, or Saudi Arabia and someone.
But so people feel like she hasn't acknowledged them. Like in a tweet, or said sorry about the performance being cancelled. But it's not just like someone saying like, oh, I wish you'd said something more. Like, people were absolutely like coming for her on Twitter, that I think caused her to feel overwhelmed. I mean, I don't know if she's quitting music, but I think that she must have just felt like, I actually can't handle this.
It's like when you give us unsolicited opinions about the podcast, like, maybe change this about the sound. That makes me want to quit. You say we love you. You give us a 5-star review like you're about to do now on Apple Podcast. You like and comment on the YouTube video. And you send us a message on Instagram telling us how we've changed your life. Those are the only grounds we want feedback on. But no, and speaking of feedback, it's time for me to feed back to the community with overrated, underrated. I will not look this week. I'm just going to swing from the hip. I mean,
really?
We don't look any week, really.
Okay. Overrated, underrated. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. Nicole Kidman in Big Little Lies.
Are you trying to trap me into some gender-based violence statement? She got beaten up like every episode.
Yeah.
I think she was very good in it. She was underrated. She's a good actress. Yeah. I liked it. Yeah.
Fair. Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is overrated because, I mean, we just spoke about executions. You're not going to trap me there either. Overrated. Apparently, oil there is very cheap. So maybe underrated in that regard. Come for the oil, stay for the executions.
So.
R.I.P.
Okay.
You have to laugh there because if you go, oh, then everyone goes, oh, and oh no.
The new Formula One car design, overrated or underrated?
The new Formula design and regulations, underrated. It's awesome. It's racing. It's what we want to see. Yes, my favorite's on winning. Well, actually, my favorite is winning. He's leading the WDEC, Charles Leclerc.
It's just a racing incident.
It's an incident. He's going racing with Max Verstappen. I think he's very cool, and I'm loving Formula One at the moment.
Except for like very worrying how the cars just stop.
I think that's exciting. You know,
it is exciting.
It's like
but it's
driving
boring.
behind a taxi. When will this car just stop? And me go into the back of it. See, are you a white male? Are you between the ages of 16 and 24? Do you watch soccer but not really care about soccer? Have you not been able to stop saying see? Well, the good news is there's nothing wrong with you. You've just been programmed by society.
It's the worst.
I love saying it. See.
But some people won't they won't know what you're referencing, and they'll be like, "What?"
It's a feeling.
See.
I spend too much time with 16-year-old boys. Look into that as you will.
The male contraceptive pill, overrated or underrated?
Underrated. It's time. You want to talk about equality? You want to share stuff on Instagram, infographics? I want to see you sharing a video of you taking the pill. Well, I get kind of like militants at the end with these overrated, underrated. Like start telling people what to do this, subscribe.
It's just some crazy energy.
I know.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it? And the IPL has started, so I'm just going to be watching sport, coaching hockey, podcasting.
Living la vida loca.
And that's all I wish for you. And if you can't do that in South Africa, book some tickets, get on a plane and lose your mind in Miami. Dale. Thank you, darlings, not Dale. Lovely to podcast again, like we do every week. I had a great time. Chloe, you have fun?
I had so much fun.
I mean, this is about as much fun as you can have with your clothes on. Listening. And if you're listening naked, oh boy.
Don't tell us.
Or tell us. I mean, or send photos. Anyway, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Thanks for the meeting.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for the meeting. What do you know if you've lived a relatively successful life? People write a biography. Bye. I think these are just lame now, but anyway. Boy.